good teams find ways to win on the road. I don't think people understand how hard it is to win road divisional games. It's not easy. And the Niners took care of business. And so are the Niners going to go down in Super Bowl odds or NFC West odds? Or no, it's going to go up. Look across the NFL. Like, who else out there is just putting up dominating performances? Cowboys look pretty damn good, but who have the Cowboys played? We'll find out in week 5. We'll see what that looks like. But I mean, there's just a lot of bad teams. You beat the Jets 30-10. That is a huge win by the Cowboys. That's a huge win. They don't have a quarterback. So, you want to look across the Eagles. Good Lord, they should have lost that game to the Vikings. They should have lost that game. 5 turnovers and almost lost. There's question marks there. Now, is Philly good? Hell yeah, they are. But I think there's 3 teams in the NFC right now that are competing. 3, maybe the Falcons. I don't know. Falcons look pretty good. They're scrappy. Beat us last year. So you always have to look at things in relation to what's your competition. Our competition is the NFC West. We just beat the team that freaking dog walked the Seahawks the week before, and we know what the Cardinals are. So the question of, are we just not that good? We're better than everybody we need to be better than right now. The good news is we're not going into the playoffs right now. We're not a finished product right now. And all the Shanahan always starts slow crowd is somewhat right, because this team ramps up. And if we're 2-0 and still ramping up, watch out. Yeah. Chiefs are barely winning games or losing games, right? Like, what do you want to measure us against? The Bengals look broken. They look broke. And they've been in, 3 AFC championship games in a row or something like that? Maybe 2. Like that. So what's our competition? You got to measure. Who are you measuring us against? The 1994 freaking 49ers? All right. Well, let's have that conversation. Week 2 or week 3 or 4 maybe in 1994 against the Eagles. We literally pulled our quarterback because we were getting beat by 30 points. And then we went on to win the Super Bowl. So perfection is not what the Niners are trying to attain. You are trying to win football games, 1, improve, and beat your opponents. And the Niners have answered that call not once but twice in back-to-back weeks on the road. So if you would have told me we'd be 2-0 to start, I'm taking that every damn day of the week. And, man, what'd you say? We're favored by 10 points next week, Clayton?
Yeah, 10 points.
Damn, that's a lot of points on a short week. Mm-hmm. But I think I might take it. I don't know. I can't wait to watch this week's film, and I can't wait to watch next week's film.
Yeah, we got Once Upon a Reset. He wants to know, who's our game MVP, John? I think I'm taking Isaiah Oliver. He's taking Moody.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Oliver, if I'm going player, 100%. I thought that he was great. If I'm going coach, I'm going Steve Wilkes.
Easy. Yeah.
You go from night to day or day to night, however you want to say that. You completely flip the script. And you put your players in a position to make plays. And that's what I love. And so I'm going Isaiah Oliver. On the offensive side, I think I'm going Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Deebo this year, which not saying he never did it before, his adjustments when the ball is in the air have been unparalleled. That dude is making contested catches, fighting back for the ball, just being so aggressive at the catch point. I don't remember seeing that. I really don't. This year has been gigantic. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, David, thank you. He says, I'm going Kyle. Offense was incredible. I think that's huge. Yeah, you did pretty damn well. Offensively, this was a pretty damn good game. No lie. 30 points.
Yeah.
You're golden.
I think on offense, John, I'd probably have to give Christian McCaffrey a shout. I mean, after that 51-yard rush, and here comes the cat again. Okay, you keep going, bro. Keep going. All right. But anyways, yeah, after that 51-yard rush, honestly, I felt like he kind of just was just doing his normal thing, and he ended up with 116 rushing yards and about 20 receiving yards. Like, that's insane to just be like, oh yeah, he just had his normal, he's just doing his thing. He's insane.
Yeah, I think too. You remember the Rams, They were the first team to do that 5-6 man front crap
Yeah.
against us a few years ago. And so they came out the first 2 drives, "Oh, we're just gonna run our base defense. We're not gonna overload the box." Christian McCaffrey, run up the middle for a touchdown was awesome. The 51-yarder was awesome. Then you came out on that 3rd drive and they said, "Nope, load the box." And that's when Kyle Shanahan and everything just started throwing the ball. And this was, again, I hate going back to this, but this is just where my mind goes. Brock Purdy versus pressure is calm, cool, collected. Our past quarterbacks, not so much. And so that you're trying to fluster the quarterback. Brock doesn't get flustered. And Mark Sanchez, who's turning into one of my favorite announcers, which is crazy to say. Look at that. Little USC hate earlier, little USC love later. See that? Balance. But he said, like, they were commenting, when is this guy going to be flustered? And they're like, we keep waiting and expecting it. It just hasn't happened. And so, again, Kyle can do Kyle things. And it's totally just chill and just calm, cool, collected. Whereas in the past, and again, I got PTSD watching that Raiders game because it went to the good old, Jimmy G, what he does, where he's red hot or he's flustered and panicking and chopping his feet and just like, we don't have that anymore. There was no point, even with Brock Purdy, the good and the bad, of just feeling like, oh man, he's going to cost us this game. Did he miss opportunities? Yes. Is he 23-year-old? Yes. Has he even started a full season? No. Like, I'm telling you, man, this kid, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I think anybody who's rooting for the Niners should be excited.
Yeah, I think so too.
Another player that's kind of flying under the radar. Not that we've been talking about players that have been flying under the radar, but it's Javon Kinlaw, John. He's, for the 2nd week in a row, looked pretty good. Like, I mean, I didn't see, besides that one pass breakup that he had where he batted it down at the line of scrimmage, I didn't see anything super flashy from him. But I don't think we're looking for that 14th overall pick, flashy, crazy highlight reel plays anymore. We just want consistency from him. And he's a dude who's so easy to root for, John. So it's been fun to see him having a good start to his season here.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Just consistent, pushing things up the middle. Because when Kinlaw plays well, that means your linebackers are flowing. He got an awesome tip pass. He had 2 tackles. He had a couple pressures. But he's playing on the correct side of the offensive line the entire time. When you're moving that way, that's good for Kinlaw. And so now we're back-to-back weeks. Is he a game changer? Is he a 14th overall pick? Whatever, worth it? Whatever. That conversation does us no good. Does he make the 49ers better when he's on the field? And the answer is yes, especially when you saw the first 3 drives of this game, super long extended drives. And he was one of those guys that was spelling Hargrave, spelling Armstead, and you didn't see a huge drop down. Was it a great game? No. Was it a good game? Yes. I think so. Huge. Dave says Kinlaw's huge. The radar is broken if he's flying under it. Yes. Thank you, Dave. Well said, man. And now I will say this. Let's talk negative. Let's bring that one back in a second. I thought this was Charvarius Ward's worst game since the Chiefs game last year. They were going right at him. He had 10 tackles because they just kept throwing it at him. He had a pass deflection early, and then after that, you could tell he was frustrated the whole time. And so I don't know. It was a little rough. I thought Demo played really well, but he gave up some underneath stuff too. I got several DMs like, man, Demo's trash. Demo's trash. And I'm like, whoa, y'all talk about the wrong corner now. Because his are at least contested catches, and he is physically fighting the whole time. They were throwing against Ward, and he just gave this huge cushion the whole time. I don't know. I want to see the all 22 because I'm wondering if they just rolled the safety over to what's his name side, Demo's side a little more or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The broadcast view just makes it so difficult to see the back end. That's why the coach's tape is the coach's tape, because you can't coach when you can't see the safeties and what they're doing. But yeah, we'll see that. And also, man, Fred Warner, 11 tackles, 7 solo tackles. Fred Warner, 12 tackles, 10 solo tackles with the sack, with the tackle for loss, with the pass defense, with a quarterback hit. Yeah, Warner should get more love than what I think He definitely should have been talked about in the MVP category as well.
Yeah, definitely. Debster, really appreciate the comment. She writes, "Hey, is this a wake-up call for this team? You know, we blow the Steelers away, we barely win against the Rams, or should we just chalk this up to just a crazy divisional game?"
Yeah, as a coach, it's pretty simple. As a coach, you use this. When you can walk away with a win and teaching tape, that's what I always call it. Like, there's teaching tape, man. Look at this, Jawan Jennings. You got to learn. You got to learn right here. Look at this, Charvarius Ward. You got to learn here. Brock Purdy. You got to learn here. So you got the W, which is your number one goal. But if you're the Niners, you're not walking out of there like, yeah, you got a hard divisional game. That's cool. But you're not happy with what's going on. So, yeah, it's both and. It is a crazy divisional game, but it better be used as a wake-up call. Look at Sin. It better be, because it wasn't perfect. Wasn't perfect. And you left a lot out there. So if you're going to play this way, you might be a 10-7 team and 11-6 team. If you stay this level, you're still going to win games because you're that talented, you're that well coached. But there ain't nobody in the 49ers locker room. There's nobody in the chat room right now. There's nobody listening to this, on your morning jog or whenever you download this podcast that wants an 11-6 record, that wants a 12-5 record. That's how good this team is. And so, yeah, here's what you say. You say, hey, y'all better check yourself. Y'all bring that soft-ass football like this down you're going to get upset by the Giants on your home opener. You're going to be embarrassed at home if you play like this to start the first half. So go home. You got 1 day off. It's a short week. We're going to freaking work our tail ends off this week, and then we're going to take care of our bodies the following week on our mini bye. But if you think you're getting time off and, whatever else and pats on the back, hell no. You don't deserve that. I think that's the way it's got to be approached. And the good news is you have such a strong veteran leadership. Trent Williams not happy with how this game went. Kittle's not happy. Warner's not happy. Bosa's not happy. You think Bosa's happy he has 0 sacks right now?
Oh.
No.
Not a chance.
So there's stuff to work on. There's stuff to correct. It's a wake-up call, but you did get the W against a divisional game, so kind of best of both worlds.
Yeah.
If I'm bright siding this guy.
Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.